This new Wolf GTR from Voro Motors is the best off-roading scooter of all time. Today we're just testing the suspension to see basically if we can break it. Off a little jump here. What's going on, you guys? Ginger on Wheels here again. We've got the Wolf King GTR from Voro Motors. This is the latest and greatest electric scooter, and today we're going to be testing the off-road suspension. The Wolf Warrior 11 Plus was the first real off-roading scooter from Kaabo, and it was the best off-roading scooter for a while, but it wasn't great. It wasn't amazing. It wasn't like a dirt bike or a Sur-Ron or something. But this Wolf GTR, the new suspension, is great. On the top of the suspension here, there's dials, and you can turn them right to make the suspension tighter or left to make them looser. And for the record, there's like 50 or 60 clicks from all the way left to all the way right. And there are 18 clicks on the rear suspension piece for the rebound, which I have on the maximum compression, looseness, and rebound fast. So we've got the suspension set up for off-road right now. This scooter does have an electronic brake that you can't turn off, but it's really weak and it only initiates itself when you're stopping over 20 miles an hour. Or maybe it's closer to 15, but it's not fast. Ooh, is this trail closed? That is the only scooter I've ever been able to do that on. Check that out. This is why a foot of clearance is a good thing. Let's actually try and go over that. Okay, we got about an 8-inch log. Let's see what happens. Yeah, you can go over stuff like that now on the GTR. Couldn't do that on any other scooter. And we still can't do it on stuff like this, unfortunately. And that's a dead end, so we're going back over the log. Abusing this scooter already. Okay, here we are back on the real people trail, I think. Okay, I'm ready, round two. Let's tackle this. I love the slow sine wave acceleration and that electronic skid protection on the front. The front tire will peel out just for a second, but it won't just wildly peel out uncontrollably like all the other scooters do. I might need to actually tighten up my front suspension. It's a little loose, too loose. Ooh, look at this. So let's tighten up this front suspension. It's all the way loose right now, so I'm gonna go like 10 clicks to the right. Much easier to do with gloves on. Okay, we're a bit tighter. Let's test that out. Off a little jump here. Oh, wow. Got to tighten the preload on the rear to do jumps on this thing for sure. And that's the kind of stuff that's really fun and tempting to do, but if you had done that on any other Wolf up until now, you would have just busted the rear suspension. I did that in my Wolf King video, and I didn't realize until like 50 miles later that broke my rear suspension. And in the video in slow-mo, I could see a piece fly off. This scooter, as we all know, has the coil suspension in the rear. There's no bushings to smash up, so much, much better. The only scooter that we can safely jump now from Kaabo. But if you do have the 11 Plus or the King GT Pro, you can go to PEV Outlet and buy a suspension upgrade kit so you won't bust up your rear. If that's the reason you're looking to upgrade, maybe hold off, just get the suspension upgrade and then get the scooter later on when you outgrow the one you have. Yeah, for off-roading, this thing cannot be beat. I can just pin it right here. And there's, oh, doggies. Hello. What was I saying? Oh yeah, with this scooter off-road, even kind of in loose dirt, I can pin the throttle like this and we're not peeling out. It'll like chirp along the gravel for a second, but that's it. Before, the front tire would just peel out uncontrollably. So you had to ride around in single motor mode and like cut your torque in half, cut your total power in half. And it sucked. Up hills in single motor mode off-road was completely impossible. And if you switch it into dual, you're just spinning out to lean all the way over the front handlebars. It's ridiculous. Getting a good workout. It's pretty hot out today. These trails are a bit more technical than what I normally ride. I took a little drive in my car with the scooter to get here. You can do it. Nice job. You hear that little kid who's like, what is that thing? Okay, this is the hill over here, the off-road hill. This scooter just glides up. The traction control is boss. That's so cool, you guys. That might be worth the extra $1,000 for the upgrade right there. If you're into off-roading, the traction control on this thing is so cool. The only other scooter that has it that I know of is the Segway GT2. And that is not an off-roading scooter at all, so you'll just ruin it. Shadows are making it hard to see what the heck is going on in here. Whew. Gotta take a break. Doing good so far though. No creaking, no broken suspension, no wiggly bars. Everything is perfect. The best off-road scooter ever. Not a huge fan of this Gen 1 lid cover for the lock. This thing pops off really easily. Just doesn't stay on at all, pretty much. Look at that. Come on. Nothing? Okay. Let's do this downhill bit. Oh, do I have a flat rear tire? No. Wow, just drifting around down that hill like crazy. The turning radius on this scooter when you're stopped and walking it around and just trying to park it and stuff is really bad, but it doesn't affect the riding at all, unless you're like trying to do a U-turn on a sidewalk or something while you're just walking. So if anybody says, I wouldn't get the Wolf because of turn radius, they don't know what they're talking about. Never ridden it. So much fun. All right, up into this is extra technical trails up here. Couldn't do this on any other scooter, by the way. Impossible to do. The hills are too steep. Traction control, I'm telling you, for the win. These tires are great. These hybrid tires, plenty of grip off-road. Haven't ridden them in the wet yet, but I can't imagine they'll be terrible. Wow, almost slid into the log there. Just take these corners so fast. The traction control is giving me a false sense of security, like that I can't break traction. So I find myself going into corners faster than usual and breaking traction. Also, it's like single track downhill mountain bike stuff. Oh, shit. Oh. Yep, there it is. Did I break a rib? Oh. Ow. 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 That was a fun ride, right? Oh. What's the damage? GoPro working. Lost the Insta. Yeah, it busted right off, didn't it? Oh no. We severed the brake line. All the brake fluid's gone. This is good that I crashed this. Let's see how bad this got effed up. This is why I do these videos for you guys. This is supposed to be the rugged off-road scooter, right? Definitely knocked the crap out of myself though. Yeah, we took some damage there for sure. The Insta360 lens though, is it okay? That's a $500 mistake if it's messed up. Oh, we're good on the lens? Gucci. Good to go. I'm mostly recovered. Pretty sure I bruised a rib though. Not the first time. All right. So as we saw earlier in the video, my battery compartment was actually in the unlocked position, but during this crash, the little bar that locks the battery into place seems to have bent inside the scooter, and I'm gonna have to go in and unbend it to be able to relock the scooter again. There's no doubt in my mind now. The big question though, we ripped this connector out of the battery really hard. The battery was just on the ground by the scooter. So if this thing still works, it'll be pretty nice. I mean, it won't be pretty nice, but like it better. It'll be really bad if it doesn't. Okay, I got it. It's in. The connector at least. I can't lock my battery now, which kind of has me concerned. Does it still turn on? Yep. Wow, screen still works, nothing cracked. Throttle didn't crack. Is the front tire straight and everything still? Yeah. This thing can take a crash, dude. Wow. I slammed the entire weight of the scooter and my weight down on the brakes, so understandable that this broke. I'll probably need to buy a new lever, and hopefully that's it. Hopefully there's a way to get this little piece back into the lever. If not, I'll have to replace the brake line, which will be a pretty big chore, but not the end of the world. It's just the front brake, so the line isn't that long. I do still have rear brakes, which gives me enough confidence to get home, but I did it for long enough to say that this is the best off-road scooter. And I just remembered, I think it's funny. Right before I crashed, remember when I said the traction control is giving me a false sense of security, like that I can't break traction. So I find myself going into corners faster than usual and breaking traction. Well, guess what happened? I'm not used to the weight of the scooter. I'm used to 90 pounds, 100 pounds maybe. When you've got 140 pounds flying into a corner though, it's a lot different, and I was not used to it. Downhill too. It wasn't good. Wasn't a good idea. I overdid it. That was my fault. I just went around that corner and caught the edge of my tire on the sharp berm. Scooter went sideways. Let's check the bottom of the deck for cracks. I have seen that on Kaabos before. Let's get the scooter off the trail here for a second. Checking for, I've seen cracks here on some Kaabos. Looks like we're good there. Got no structural issues, no cracks. Looks like I might have slipped up my front bracket right here. I might have to readjust that. Loosen the screw and push it down and tighten it back up. I don't know though, I'll check the other side, see if it's like that. No cracks that I see. None of this broke, none of the wires severed. It just landed right on the brake lever and pushed the brake all the way in. It'd be like if I gripped this with all my strength and just went, ugh, and busted it off. Nice, no cracks. How's the suspension doing? Still good to go, I think. Completely and 100% good to go condition right now, aside from my human body. I should go back and make sure I didn't lose anything. I get blood all over my pants. Dang it. Only are working with the rear brake now. The adrenaline is definitely wearing off. The pain is real. Ouch, ouch. Man, just flew head first right into the ground. That sucked. So glad I had my helmet on. That would have been terrible without a helmet. I just completely smashed my forehead on the ground. Or maybe I won't tell my parents about that. Just going way too fast for the conditions and was not used to how heavy that front end is. With the added weight of a bigger tire, bigger motor, bigger suspension arms, we've got like the battery casing and stuff now. The handlebars are bigger, taller, wider. Everything just adds more weight to the front. And like Andrew said in the freshly charged video, it makes the front end a lot harder to pull up, especially off-road like that. With small tires, you find yourself needing to pull up a lot to get your front tire over bigger obstacles. And this thing has a really heavy front end, so you gotta get used to it. I thought I could just transfer straight over from the King because they're such similar chassis, but that extra weight distribution, it's gonna take some getting used to. Scooter still rides totally fine though. Nothing's lumpy, wobbly, we're all good. Oh, I just tried to use my front brake and there wasn't one, so I had to extra hit the rear brake. So I'm gonna really have to up my skills, spend a few days out in the woods before I try and make another video and humiliate myself. Oh, yeah, taking deep breaths in is gonna be a chore for the next few days. Not to mention my arm. I only crashed like maybe 1 in 50 rides. The odds are definitely higher when I'm filming, but still, of all the days. Whew. I smashed my glasses really hard on the ground too. I'm lucky I didn't break those. I just got them fixed. I crashed, my pants are all dirty. My knee guard just got destroyed. I would have just totally eaten my knee. This is why we wear our gear. If I hadn't had a helmet or knee guards on, I would be in such a bad place right now. I probably would have smashed my glasses frames into my forehead, completely scraped all the skin off my knee. Yeah, maybe probably concussion, the works, you know? Well, that was a fun video. I guess the next video will be on the Ultron X3. I've got that scooter sitting at home, so stay tuned.